Guess what? We got new knives. You've seen the baby, now you see the big papa. Let's light it up.
Do we have new knives today?
We do! We've got new knives! And we want to do something really special right off the bat. So we want to start teasing some of the samples that we get in of like our Rough Riders, including this new Rough Rider Black Reserve. So Rough Rider was started in 1994 as our in-house brand. And this was a project that has actually been worked on for the last year, centering around this really cool box, which you might see kind of looks like a Don Julio box. And look at how beautiful that is. So it's got kind of like a mission statement on the inside there. And we're not talking about necessarily premium materials in the knife, but we are talking about really nice craftsmanship, really nice fit and finish, and a different, I guess, look and feel to the knife in this special series. So this is our Black Reserve series. So not to be confused with Rough Rider Reserve, but we've got some really cool patterns in this one. And let's take a look at this. Oh, look at that right there.
They don't like all the things to look at. There it goes.
It's got a lot. It's got a lot. So we wanted to kind of tease these and show these. Now, these are still a couple of months out before we're going to be getting them. But we do get all of the Rough Rider samples we actually see before anybody else does. So just wanted to clear that up in case you guys were wondering.
It's a little too early when they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And we can't control that.
Exactly. So we're going to start doing that, even if it's going to be a few months out before we actually get these in. Now, there's going to be a lot more patterns. We've only got 3 here with us. We've got the Trapper right there. We've got the Copperhead right here, the lockback. Now, these are coming with 440A on the blade steel. That's going to be a crosshatch pattern on that pocket wood handle with blue G10 liners. We're also going to be doing some with red G10 liners as well. And brass liners, nickel silver on the pins, bolsters, all that. So really good stuff and really nice thick knife. And I absolutely love the long pulls and the lockback right here. This one's also got a half stop in there and really good action. Really nice box. Those are going to be coming in. We don't know a price for sure yet, but they should be around $30, maybe a little bit less. We'll see. There's still a lot more that goes into it, and we've also got a saddle horn in. Now, like I said, there's going to be more patterns. There's going to be a total of, let's see, 8, 9 patterns somewhere in there. Gun stock included, all of that stuff. So really, really neat stuff coming down the pipe. Since we're talking about Rough Rider, this is one that is actually in stock now, and we wanted to show off to you guys. This is the Coke bottle, swell center, right there, 2-blade. And this is our new Spade Appaloosa series. Really, really beautiful knife.
Love the color on that.
The black Appaloosa, I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love the blade shapes on this one with kind of a sheep's foot / coping blade right there, and then the clip point. I love the Coke bottle design. So this is going to be an Appaloosa bone with black G10 liners. And again, nickel silver on the shield and the pins and the bolsters, brass liners. Really, really nice knife, and that one coming in at $17.99. What do you want to see next? What do you want to take a look at?
I'm going to go with one of the funnest knives on the table, and it's this, what are they called?
The VAQUITA 2.
VAQUITA. Basically, it's a mini...
It's a mini kukri.
Mini kukri.
Man, my hands are going to look so big when holding that.
Maybe go through the jungle with this?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have Joe Flowers do a video with that one. I honestly think that one is going to have to be added to my collection there. Nitro V on the blade steel. Now, just to give you guys some perspective, let's look at some specs on this thing. So we're talking about an overall length of 6 1/4 inches right there, and a blade length of looks like about 3 1/2 inches, and G10 on the handles. This one in particular is the Jade G10. We've also got some micarta ones as well, and black G10. Nitro V on the blade steel, so a really good blade steel. And just a really neat little knife that is not something you would, I guess, expect.
It's somehow tiny, but a lot of blade.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really dig that thing. I fell in love with that at Blade Show, Texas,
and it comes with a neck.
And Seth was really kind of surprised that I wanted to talk about that one. I fell in love with it. I loved it immediately, and Seth was like, "Really? That's what you want to talk about?" And I was like, "Yes, I want to talk about
I think
that."
it's going to be one of those things, kind of like the Angry Watermelons, kind of
Yeah,
like a fun thing to have.
absolutely. And with that blade steel, full tang fixed blade, $56.95 in the CIVIVI line, I dig it.
Yeah, fun little knife, and yeah, I might pick that one up.
Yeah, I like it a lot, and it could be a useful like EDC fixed blade. It really could. I know a lot of people out there are gonna ding me for that one, but that's okay. So what next?
Well, staying on track with them, let's go ahead and talk about SENCUT. It's a brand that we were excited to get, and it's basically we in CIVIVI. You got we. There's three tiers basically. We being their more higher end. CIVIVI's like that was their lower end, but now CIVIVI's gotten such good products.
Yeah,
the middle of the pack, and so now they wanted to come out with SENCUT to keep that budget line friendly. And let me tell you, there's nothing that feels budget about it.
No, they are very, very nice fit and finish. Very good action on these, good quality, and most of them are coming in with something like a D2 blade, which is really cool. I believe that one's D2. Yep, D2 on that one. And that one's coming in at $47.37, I believe. And just it's got a little chicken wing flipper.
Yeah,
but not
like
obtrusive.
That.
Yeah.
Like that
And nice button lock, which a lot of people are going with right now because it's super fidgety and it's really easy to access if you can only use one hand. If you've got the other hand tied up with something, nice finger choil on that one.
I'd call that a chicken nub.
A chicken nub. Wow.
Chicken nugget.
So, and I really dig the sound too.
It's good quality knife.
Yeah.
It's the quality you're going to get out of a $100 knife easy. For the price of what?
$50, under $50. It's $47. Yeah, so really cool. Reversible pocket clip as well. I really dig that.
People
I like it a lot.
It's got D2. You're just getting a good knife. Like you can buy, like I got some cheaper knives in D2, and yeah, they were cheaper, but they don't perform like that. They don't.
And I will say, anybody out there that wants to complain about D2, still a majority of I've got really premium knives. I've got
basically throw all your tools away if you don't like D2.
Yeah. I still carry D2 more often than not. And it just works. It does. So you want to stay on that train there? We've got some new CIVIVIs. We've got the Elementum in the frag pattern that we wanted to show off because I really dig that. I think it looks really classy, really nice. With the frag pattern G10, ivory G10.
I'm a big fan of this frag pattern. And we're seeing it a lot more, it seems like.
Yeah.
The last quarter, coming into the last quarter.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like frag this, frag that. Maybe that's a t-shirt.
Frag this.
Frag off.
I like it. We might have to do something with that. And actually, we've got a couple of knives on today's show with the frag pattern. This one's coming in with, I don't remember the blade steel on this one. D2 on this one. So D2 on the blade steel on that one. Everybody knows how good the Elementum is. It's just been a mainstay as far. Yeah, it's been super popular for several years now. Liner lock, and it just absolutely works. And this one's coming in at $53.50. So another really good.
That's a clean looking knife.
Yeah,
too.
It really is. And in staying with that, clean knives, the CIVIVI. This one is the. We didn't actually mention the SENCUT is the WATAUGA, and this one is the QUBIT. So this one is the QUBIT.
But this isn't a SENCUT.
This is a CIVIVI. Yes. This is the QUBIT from CIVIVI. This one's coming in at $66.90. It's got ambi thumb studs, really lightweight blue aluminum handles. We've also got it in red as well. and 14C28N on the blade steel, and reversible pocket clip. It's incredibly lightweight, very thin, and very fidgety as well. It just, I mean,
It's been
really
my
nice.
favorite knife in hand on this table today.
Yeah.
It that the handle material just feels sturdy.
Yeah.
It feels quality. The action on it is the action of anything you're going to get on what I would say $150 and up knife.
Yeah. And while we're talking about those, we've also got the wee big banter in. And this has been a interesting knife. So to go along in the banter line, you've got the baby banter from CIVIVI, and then you've got the banter from Wee, and then the big banter here, all designed by Ben Peterson. Great dude. Um, it's kind of funny. He actually prefers smaller knives, but there was such a demand and a request for a bigger
You get your
version.
smaller one right there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this. So me and you both have the baby banner. And I love the baby banner. I carry it. It's probably in my top 5 rotation.
Yeah.
I carry the most. This feels right. The big one. Like,
Yeah. So we're talking 20 CV on the blade steel, reversible pocket clip, G10 on the handles. We've also got this one in black, G10, I believe. And we're talking about a blade length of 3 inches on the cutting edge. If you want to go back, it depends on who's measuring it. But if you want to go all the way back to, so we can look at this way. So 3 inches on the cutting edge, right at. And then some people measure all the way back to the tang here, which is going to be 4 or 3.5 inches. So 3 3/4. Liner lock, really good action. Now from there, I want to switch gears like pretty hard and go to this BORDERTOWN blades right here, and that is going to be the small hunter from BORDERTOWN blades. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. So Kydex sheath, made in the USA, really nice belt clips. And I want to show first, before we show the knife, I want to show the utility of these belt clips. So, and you can see in there when you pull that away, so your belt is going to slip in there, and then there's a hook on the bottom of that clip that is actually going to hook over the bottom of your belt and prevent this from, when you draw your knife, the actual sheath from coming off your belt, which is really cool. I like this. Just being able to slide it down onto your belt and it be secure. Super simple, and it works.
I don't see that very often.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people are going to more like what I wear, the ones that wrap around and secure, but this one's also really simple as well. And it's also a little bit more lightweight, and it keeps it a lot thinner profile.
Yeah,
than
it's definitely very thin.
So I really dig that. Then when you look at the knife itself, I love this pattern right here. Nice drop point. It's going to be a full tang fixed blade, brass pins, G10 on the handles, layered G10 right there, AEBL on the blade steel, made in the USA, extremely sharp right out of the box. I mean, that thing is like popping sharp.
I believe Greg said it would be if Weatherford and Bradford had a baby.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it kind of gives off that feel, and these are some more of those that are in that range of being handmade, and under $200, $170 for that. AEBL steel, which if you're not familiar, AEBL is a great blade steel for anything for food prep. This is going to be a great camp knife. It's going to be a great hunting knife, a game processing knife, and AEBL is a great blade steel. One person to really listen to on that and to get his perspective. I spent a lot of time last year talking to LT Wright on his perspective of AEBL and looking at heat treats and looking at what the steel is capable of. And really, a lot of people have slept on AEBL when it is a lot more.
It's not the newest thing.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's not good anymore.
I know. It's so sad. But it's a lot more capable than a lot of people give it credit for. And
if blade steels frustrate you in the way people talk about them, go check out our video. Blade steel doesn't matter.
And I will say again, we don't mean that blade steel doesn't matter. It's just not the only thing that matters. There's a lot more that goes into it than just that. Moving right along.
You want to get galactic?
Yes, yes. So this one actually just dropped last Friday, and that is going to be the second in our X-Wing series from MICROTECH. This is the TANTO. So if you live in a state that doesn't allow you to have double-edged knives, and you've been looking, or you don't really like double-edged knives, and maybe you're a huge fan of galactic conflict and want something to go with that fandom, then look no further than this Tanto Edge right here.
I'm a Tanto guy, Tanto fan. I think this one works really well.
Yeah.
This one, something about a Tanto to me just screams, how can I say this? Orlorian.
It rhymes with Candelorian.
Yeah. So I feel like if Mondo had a blade shape,
it would be a Tanto.
Yeah.
Tantolorian.
The Mondo Tanto.
Um,
yes, we know we're saying it wrong. That's
yes.
on purpose.
So we don't get dinged because rights. So that one actually released last week, and that one's coming in at $365. That one is available now if we haven't sold out. If you're watching this the day that it airs, yes, that is a Hellhound blade right there on this one. Now, here's the cool thing. I want to go ahead and say this. This one's going to be a little more expensive because this is a signature series because of the
I would imagine
Hellhound
it
blade.
takes a lot longer to make.
Yeah. When you're talking about machining M390 that much, it takes a lot more tooling. And there's a lot more degradation on that tooling too because you're working on M390. Also, on this one, the serial numbers start over. So this one's going to be a little more collectible. So the serial numbers start over on that Hellhound. Now we only got like 12 of these in for this first run. So all you got to do, if you miss out on this one, don't get it early enough, and we've sold out of them, all you got to do is click that notify me button, and you will be notified as soon as we get restocked on those. We will be getting more of these in. Now we've got a couple of really unique Bokers that we want to talk about. And I'll be honest, I've been really digging Boker and some of the designs that they've been coming out with. I want to talk about this one first, and this is the DVALIN. Whoops, I missed it.
I thought that one was called the Yeet.
It might as well be, because this one is definitely Isaac Yeet approved right here, and I'll show you why.
Chance to start like designing our own knives, I think that will be the name of my first knife.
The Yeet.
The Yeet.
This one is why this one is Yeet approved. Look at that. Look at it. Won't even focus on it. It's so thick. Look at that. That's insane. And again, we're looking at a frag pattern right there on the back side. Now we're talking G10 on this front side, D2 on the blade steel, and it is a frame lock. This thing is an absolute beast, and I would consider this a front flipper-ish.
I tried. I couldn't get it. There you go.
So, I mean, not that hard to front flip.
Do not listen to him. Do not listen to him. If you're judging how easy a knife is to open off this guy, you're going to be highly disappointed when you get it.
That's funny. But, I mean...
Watch me do it, and then you'll know.
So, this one actually fits in the hand really nicely, even though it's not that long of a knife. That one's coming in at 112/16, and just a really, really cool blade. I like how
enough blade steel there to make like 3 normal size knives.
Yes, yes. Look at how thick the blade stock is on that. That's insane. It's like a 1/4 inch.
Compared to, yeah.
So that's a really cool knife, and I dig it. Next one is going to be the Bill and Ted operation. Now, I'm going to be honest, and here, okay. So we did get a comment, and it was a comment. I believe it was on Facebook, and they were actually being really nice to us and backing us up on some stuff. But they did say that they wanted us to be honest about things when we necessarily didn't like it or something. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I love this knife. I do think there are some issues with it. So, this is
that was great action.
the Bill and Ted operation. It is a liner lock. Now, you'll notice that it has this lock indicator right here and this slide button. That clearly does not lock the blade. What that does is you have a razor blade inside the handle with a lock and unlock symbol. The issue that I take with it is I don't think they should have used those symbols.
Makes no sense at all.
Exactly. And so what I did actually the first time I picked it up, when I saw it.
When it's open, it's not even unlocked.
Yeah.
It's locked, both positions.
When I first saw it and I held it in my hand just like this, I went like this.
And boom, next thing you know, sliced palm.
So, I honestly, and some people have said that that's a bad design. I don't think that's a bad design. I think that is just a bad choice of
Boker, if you're listening, you need to scrub that off and put something else on there.
I think maybe like an animation of the blade coming out the back right there. Mm-hmm. Like maybe just, close halfway and then open right there. The really cool thing about this knife is you press it down.
Oh, it's a cool knife. We're not hating on the knife at all.
Yeah.
It's just you got a very, very sketchy safety feature on that, and that needs to be clarified a little bit better.
It's a little confusing. It's a little misleading. That one's coming in at 7051.
And you're like, I want to see what you think about this knife, and I was like, well.
And I looked at him and I said, be careful.
I was like, well, I guess obviously this means the blade's locked. No.
Yeah. And so he did the same thing I did and pulled that knife out into his palm. So just know, and I think so, and this goes back to our blade steel doesn't matter video, because there's a lot of people out there that don't want to mess up their knife blade on, more nasty or harder cutting task. So they'll reach for a box blade. Well, this one, you've got it built in. So you've got both situations. If you need to score something, if you need to cut carpet, something like that.
To me is one of the best workman knives I've seen. If you're in a facility where you're breaking down packages, or you're having to go through a bunch of stuff, I would use this all day on my boxes.
Yep.
And then say you get into sometimes if you've ever tried to break the plastic wraps on crates and stuff like that. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a plastic tie down. Mm-hmm. I broke these little razor blades on that before. They just snap because it's got so much tension. Well, that's when this would come in handy. You're not gonna have. This is like if there's ever been like a glorified factory knife.
Yep.
I'd say this is it.
How many people have we heard lately that have started carrying that Milwaukee Fastback?
Yeah, I think this kicks its.
I think that kicks its ass so hard.
Yeah, I would have this over that in a heartbeat. You just got so much more functionality, and the fact that it's that easy to
just change that blade out.
And these, you can buy these anywhere.
Oh my gosh, and they're so cheap.
And I just love that they're all universal with the same lock.
And then when you dull one side, you just take it out, flip it around, and use the other side until you dull it, and then put a new blade in there. It's, super functional, and at $70, I love it. I don't care for the picture on there. I think it's a little misleading. So,
oh man, we're done.
That's all we got. What are you carrying?
So I got two carries today. One I brought that was given to me from somebody who passed away, that his wife didn't know what to do with all the knives, and she was like, would you like one of these? And I got it, and I was like, holy smokes, that perfect timing.
Yeah.
So, we got the Queen
USA made knives.
We got Queen back in the USA. Well, this is a Queen winter bottom bone, imitation bone. But this is a melon knife cutter, and this was from, I believe, 1978, and it's pattern number 62. It's just a neat knife. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big one. That's a big boy.
And then I've got my PM3. We both got one of these.
Yep.
It's been one of my favorite to play with and
flick around.
Enjoy it.
Heck yeah. Well, today for me, I am actually carrying my baby Banter, my Michael Jordan baby Banter right there. which it worked out great that we had the big banter on the show, and I had that one to show as a comparison. I really dig that one. And then for a fixed blade, I'm actually carrying one that we've got on the way, and that's the CDC Salvation right there. Oh, yeah. So Nitro V on the blade steel on that one. I like the ivory handles. And then, of course, the CDC Salvation right there. QUBIT made. Nice hollow grind. It's not recording, is it? We got the CDC Salvation right there. I really dig that one.
And if you didn't see the winter bottom.
Yep. Oh! That scared the ever-living out of me.
Try to catch it.
Woo! We got the Marbles Spork knife. Whoop! Got the spork, got the knife, got everything Greg needs to eat right there.
Always. First rule I was taught here is never catch a falling knife.
Yep. I made that mistake. Whoops.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Yes.
I'm going to keep with the Pat McAfee quote. The show sucks, and we're just happy you watch it.
You guys are awesome. Remember, if it cuts, we carry it.